Hello, everybody. Hello.
And we're back. Exciting times. We got a really good game, it looks like, for the finals.
Yeah, and I'm proud to announce that we also added some extra little pizzazz, a little bit of that Zaza on the production. We got a few sliders that I borrowed over from my esports production on FiresideCasts. Shout out to FiresideCasts.
You've outdone yourself, that's for sure.
I'm Josh.
I'm Owen.
AJ. And we got to go to grand finals. We don't have Hartford anymore. The reigning champions were taken down in the semifinals by South Haven. So we're going to have two new foes and faces here to square it off. And no better way to start than, oh, so lovely, Ascent, Owen.
It has been an Ascent kind of day. I don't think we've played on a single map that wasn't Ascent so far, but thankfully the finals is best of 3 instead of best of 1 like we've seen so far today. So we will get some variety. There will be more than one map this time. I'm very excited about that.
Yeah, and we can already go straight live into the first map, which is Ascent here. And on one side, we have South Haven. Other side, we got the hometown heroes. And on attack, we actually see Killjoy. Actually, do you want to run down the agents for me here on each side?
Yeah, so on the attack side, we have a really good Sentinel play. We have KJ, who can be super powerful for holding down that site. But that is not to discount the choice of Cypher over on the defender team. Both of those agents can have a similar impact on the game overall in the long run. They're good at holding down the sites. They're not bad for going for those lurks. There's 2 Reinas as well going face to face. You know, that duelist power, if you get those frags, she can be a huge difference maker out there on the map.
Yes, sir, indeed. And to top it off, we have the Rays with the paint shell, so, stop anything on the defense here for South Haven on IDK. Now, diffuse cone here on Killjoy for... who is it? Buchanan. I keep forgetting these high school names here. It's been such a time here since I've casted South Haven. Who is it? Buchanan. Actually, I just casted Buchanan like an hour ago, so never mind.
So what do you think the big difference in the duelist pick here? We have a Jet on one team and a Raze on the other.
As we are live into the match. Yeah, we have the Jet here, who's a free getaway card in case they want to opt to go for aggressive peaks here, but they're on deep on attack. So with the Jet here, we're gonna definitely see a lot of aggressive site dashes in, use the cloud burst and then dash into the cloud burst. Basically keeps the person that sees the cloud burst defending the site thinking, oh, do I focus on the Jet that's about to have an expiring cloud burst? Because the cloud burst only lasts like a few seconds, like 4 to 5, I believe. And then once that defender is thinking about, okay, do I flick my mouse to the left, do I flick my mouse to the right on where the other players are trailing behind that Jet, it kind of leaves them guessing. And then if they're not really well positioned, the Jet can just peek out and kill that guy if they know where the guy is positioned on the defense, or they'll get ran over by the Jet's friends. So we're going to actually start off here towards B main. Sire leading up, but the dart here already spots everybody. They're going deep here. Oh, and it's pretty bad.
Not super aggressive push, but we see the first players coming out towards that B site.
They actually have Sire up here towards market, so they don't know where this guy's CT is. They're actually trying to find the guy logs right now. Sire can just get a pretty free pick onto the Sova, so that makes it 1v2. Sire here trying to get the last guy. It's just up to Astro. 1v2. He's only on 50 HP and he doesn't even have any orbs to heal or to dismiss, so it's gonna have to be a one-man job here. And Relic holding the angle.
And Reyna was not expecting them to push up the side of the site there.
Yeah, Buchanan are up to start off this grand finals. And remember, actually I don't think we actually went over the maps. First map here is on Ascent, like I said, Buchanan on attack, South Haven on defense. Then we're on to Lotus and then to Pearl. Do you have any familiarity with Pearl and Lotus? I've had it in a few of my Immortal ranked games, so it's been a rough time learning the map, specifically as somebody who plays controller a lot.
Well, way down in silver, Lotus is always an interesting one. There's not a lot of bulletproof strategies established for that map yet. Obviously, we've seen some really interesting stuff happen in pro play when it comes to initiators, but it'll be curious to see how these teams decide to go at that one once we get there. But for now, let's head back to Ascent.
Oh, they have to pick on the Sire, who tried to go into his cloud burst, like I said, but they're actually getting the trade frags on the side of Buchanan. They get the 2 picks. Endar actually gets a 3rd to boot. They have the site. They're all low, but against...
Uses that turret for cover in first contact. Turret sees him up in heaven.
This is going to be a hard crossfire to break. They have to break off the guy off Gen, but Relic get the overheal. So that's one player of the 3 that were very low healthy now. And if you're duty booty, you kind of just have to go for the picks. Try to break as much economic damage, or do as much economic damage onto the remaining players here. But I don't think he's going to be able to find anything. They know his location, his position is compromised. Haunt here gets broken, so now they know he's still trying to fight Heaven.
Yep.
Duty booty got the gun. I don't know if the kill is
Not going to see him on the left, and we have the end of the round.
Very well done.
Good first 2 for Buchanan.
Of Buchanan, yeah. And now that we have a defensive setup, we're going to see Cypher setting up towards B, has the double trips here. Gyre, yep. I already see him setting up. This guy's already on top of things. He's going to have 2 trips. He actually used to do one towards boat and then one towards B main towards logs, but it didn't actually cover the walk to the logs. But now he's actually playing for a lane setup, so he's probably going to play with the cam here to watch them as they walk into sight, and then he's going to play in market off that. Because you can see now he's setting up in logs, so he's going to probably put a cage there.
Ooh, I like that strategy.
Guard is out, so they already know everybody's in B main here. They're going to probably walk up fast and no one's in sight. Gyre already pops it. IDK just bans the smoke. Actually gets the fuse come before the cage even goes up.
Now they're operating at a number disadvantage. Jet gets out of that tight corner.
Oh, and Astro lost the fight on the flank, so now they can
It's possible that they rotate away here, yeah.
But Gyre and Omen are already holding it, so Relic gets the pick.
That's a huge pick towards mid.
But Craze is stuck here. Kind of has to try to get at least one more, and that's good enough. But Sire's already holding it for Pizza, but Craze...
Oh, no!
He anticipated the upchuck. He did hear that. That's very clutch.
Good shots from the Omen.
But look at that. Because they were all preoccupied with fighting mid, it's a free A site. If they want to sell us a little more... Oh, Mdar's actually going to sneak in. I thought they were going to close the switch. Yeah, Mdar's going to close the switch and then make it seem like they're all in sight here. But Lil Baka has to hold this for as long as he can, but he's already compromised.
Is the other Omen gonna hit timing on that though? Oh, 1 down. They know where they're at. 2.
And it's just up to the 1v1 between Mdar and IDK. IDK doesn't have the
decides to play this.
Oh my gosh.
Efficient gunplay right there.
That was because the spike was planted here in Gen. Usually the default is towards here. So basically what the Omen has to do, he has to commit far wide for the swing. So IDK knows that. He takes a wide angle in anticipation of that. And you saw that Mdar had his crosshair placed thinking that he would have been holding a tight angle.
That was well played by South Haven.
Definitely. But that's pretty bad because they went down to a 1v1. So now if they lose this, it's pretty much an economy shattering round. So I think knowing that, they're going to switch things up with Sire and Relic. They're probably going to go back to Old Faithful on A, but I see the Cypher setup on A, so this actually could spell trouble. And he has a trip for the switch.
Oh, I like this play. Cypher, if he sets up his utility well, can hold down a site for at least a little while by himself, unless Jet dashes up into his space like that.
But he only has the Ares. Oh, but he still gets 2,
Just misses,
Sire!
no!
Clutch. That is clutch. Just stay on his cam for too long. The iPad addiction is just too strong for the Cypher. As Relic here is going to hold the push out. Asher's going to go out with the flash, but they need a pick early. An early pick and get out or dismiss. But they just don't get it. The duelists are doing all the work for Buchanan, and that's an immediate save call on Craze. Or if Craze wants to do some more eco damaging kills, he could go for it.
Yeah, if that were me, I'd be running away and hiding in a corner right now, trying to get a last-second pick.
Just drew an outline. The Picasso of outlines. As Mdar gets the kill. And that's a flawless round. So, the bank's open, apparently, on a Saturday. Usually it's not open on the weekends, but for the trustees over on Buchanan, they're going to be depositing a lot of cash in their high-yield savings accounts. Because look at the economy. It's booming. They're probably getting a 5% APY on that. But consider this. The economy is just not too good. And like I said, if South Haven hadn't won that round, they would be forced into eco. And look at that. We're on an eco. So because of that, Ash was going to play for a one-and-done spot. Probably try to dismiss out. That Haunt does not get shot, and he's having trouble. So now they know it. Mdar's just going to walk. But how does Mdar miss that? He loses the duel. They're going to try to get the gun. Oh, it's too far, though. Gyre's just trying to press the F key to hit
really
it.
Wants to peek for that.
They got
and down they go. Oh, there goes 2.
Oh, but the Sova fight towards mid. Oh my gosh. Almost got caught on the rotate, but it's a even 2v2 as IDK gets the kill onto the Fuse Cone. This eco round should have not gone in favor of South Haven, but Sire.
They have the edge.
Great.
But not for long.
Oh, but the Sova might catch out on the drop, but great straight from Sire. Sire just holding these two players at mid, but catching the reload. He played off the reload queue and kills. Duty booty, so now the seesaws have gone the other way, and Sire's actually going for more. This is a round-defining fight here between IDK and Sire towards spawn, but IDK with the wide swing!
No!
The wide swing breaks the crosshair placement of Sire, and now it's a 1v1, and against the showstopper? I don't know if this will work. Doesn't find the guy backside, so he can only be left or in the cubby here where Lil Baka is. But Lil Baka, the clutch!
Nice.
The clutch! The Thrifty will not go in favor of South Haven. Instead, they'll hang on by a thread for Buchanan.
Can I get a drop?
Oh, and thoughts on the round.
Ooh, well, Buchanan is definitely putting up quite a showing so far here in the first few rounds of this best of 3, but we got a lot of Valorant left to play, so we'll see what South Haven has cooking.
IDK is going to go for an aggressive fight here mid. They're going to paint shell top, and then he's going to hold the tiles angle, so he'll probably take a fight against MDAR very soon, the Omen for South Haven. Or for Buchanan. But no, actually only has a Spectre, so he can't take the aggressive fight. The lockdown is out here towards B. This recon dart might get somebody. No, just trying to spam through, but nobody's there. And he's trying to actually spam the lockdown from B main. So they're going to have Sova at least attained here. Yes, but MDAR gets a pick early on in the mid fight. Market control is secured, and this is pretty hard for South Haven to hold this. Oh, but a kill through the smoke. Actually, no. That was a flank through mid. And MDAR has to push spawn. Gets a kill on the Astro. They have to worry about the flank on mid, but at least they know that Gyre can go for a flank here. But they know he's making footsteps everywhere on the map. Gonna push slowly, ever so slightly. MDAR does get killed on the flank. Armbot is down towards lane. The spam through!
Whoa.
It's clutch!
He gets it.
And it's just up here to Relic. And now it's just a Fuse Cone on 11 HP in the back of sight. He's blinded by the paranoia. Definitely paranoid right now.
Molly on the spike to keep him at bay for now, but it's not enough.
Dang, that was a sick retake. They were down 2. They lost somebody towards market.
And look at Cypher doing his little dance down there in the corner.
That was actually a really good retake. They held. They pretended to walk into sight, I think. Or they tried to aggress on the site to bait out MDAR, who was hiding towards the market for Buchanan to push in and take a fight from the market towards the door, towards the switch.
That was a lot of bodies to fight through. It was pretty impressive.
Yeah, they isolated the fights very well. And now that we're going to see an A split here, I think Omen is going to smoke arches, so MDAR's going to probably smoke arches. Then you're going to see Sire here pushing up towards Cat, and it's just going to be up to Gyre here to hold down the line. And it might be dire if nobody's there to back him up very soon. He's actually in a good position. He's playing off his trips. He's going to play for the KJ main. But Sire's already up mid. But at least Astro's here to enforce Cypher, and they even have the Omen smoke to boot. But you can see that Sire's aware that maybe somebody could be in that flower pot area, holding the far left angle very, very deep. But they're actually going to go in. They're going to go in. Try to go through the cages, but the cages are popped now, so now there's going to be no more smokes. One trip destroyed by the Prowler, so that's one line of defense down, and Astro goes down in heaven. But Gyre's going to finally show his hand, gets one kill, trades it out. The Fuse Cone didn't know that they were trapping, but Sire from Cat eventually trades it out. Clutch fight won by Craze there towards Tree. And now they're just going to, they know that they brought everybody. So Relic and his Fade partner, they're going to think better of it and probably take their chances towards B. And
right now, B is a free site too. Looks like Raze is starting to take the hint and rotate over. Or Sova.
Yeah, Relic has to go aggressive here. They need to get an opening pick, but it's also a double-edged sword because if they don't get the opening pick on Relic, so he chooses... I mean, it would have been a 1v3, so Relic just going to choose to play safe. He has a dismiss, so he's probably going to get a pick here towards market or spawn, and then he's going to dismiss out towards lane. This Fade Prowler does not actually spawn anybody towards spawn. It just was too deep.
And Omen's going to be able to assist his team, taking space on the other side.
Dart is out of sight.
Might catch this Reyna off guard, too.
That's one pick!
One down. They traded.
And they win it! Craze with the 1v2! Trades out his teammates towards spawn, and despite the heroic efforts of Relic, it just wasn't enough. His death was in vain, and his efforts were too.
They will get the defuse. guaranteeing that round for the defenders.
Clutch, clutch, clutch. And Craze now leading the way. Your smokes. They're not the first in the pack, but they're always last in the party, and definitely sometimes the people that show up late have the biggest surprises. So
what's your read on the economy right now?
bad economy for the attacker side, so we're probably going to see a fast B rush here. They don't have too much util, but they have to be aware that they need to shoot Duty Booty's arrow here, because Duty Booty has been like shooting the arrow into B main and nobody's been shooting it. Like, they just aren't aware of the fact that you can arrow it, and he's going to do it again. But Lil Bak is actually going to throw one. It's going to spawn out Duty Booty, but I mean, it's just recon exchange. They're just playing default, because you can see the Jet here on the mini map on the top left is holding towards A main. They're thinking that somebody's going to get aggressive here, and Astra's going to be the first one to get aggressive. Trading damage against Relic. Nobody's hitting shots though, and IDK is taken up ground. And MDR just wasn't ready for it, but they heard the blast pack go out, but opening pick goes in favor of them. But Sire might get a pick here onto the Reyna. Tags him with the Marshall. Reyna got blinded by something. I'm not too sure what. Oh, and they're gonna go aggressive. Great pick from Sire, and even Gyre gets a pick cat.
Nice swap to the classic there by Sire.
Spike down towards tiles, but Sova is actually here, fighting against two. Relic. Oh, the Ares is just too strong, but he doesn't have any ammo left.
The reload.
And it's just up to Craze. Sire is already reading the situation though. I'm not sure if Craze made noise earlier, but look at this. He has the from the shadow, so he's probably gonna TP to B site here, based off where the plan's coming from. Oh, there's gonna be a winning fight here. Baka didn't hear the ult though, but still
No.
caught with his pants down, but he's able to pull it back up and button it up and even put the belt on.
What a good play by our.
That is just unfortunate. I mean, there's no better way than to put it into one word like that.
Fade round to the corner and kept focus. Did what she had to do.
Yeah, and I'm curious to see here. I think they're going to go for a fast B rush here on the side of Buchanan. But I think it's...
Looks like South Haven might be preparing for that, though.
Yeah, definitely.
Get a drop?
IDK is going to go for the paint shot. It's going to take the tiles angle again. Sova's going to dart here. B main, spot everybody. Spots everybody up. Already tags 3 people. IDK is going to take the next fight here towards tiles here, but already used the paint shells.
Everyone's going to be rotating to assist besides that Cypher holding down A site on the other side of the map.
Yeah, but look at this. Because they have no tree control, it's really just Cypher on an island alone.
Here.
But I don't know if they know that IDK is pushed up here, so IDK might have a very good off angle. And he can also cover Cat if he hears the footsteps on the metal catwalk. They hear Sire going up.
True, mid to B would be a dangerous route to take right now.
Oh, missed the shot, and now the cover's blown. Sire's taking Cat control, and they know where IDK is, and Diffuse comes already holding the angle. The Prowler doesn't spot, though, so I don't know if they know that he fell off the angle. But Crazy's going to be the next one up at bat here towards Cat against 3. Thankfully, the switch is closed, though, so Cypher will have momentary delay plus a human body to help. Prowler doesn't spot. Crazy, though.
Misses again.
Oh, but Relic got a kill on the lurk mid. And now it's just Cypher on site. Goes down to the Diffuse cone. And Reyna's going to push out of heaven here. But it's Nico. Craze goes down towards Cat, or towards Tree. Astra
Last
1v.
player standing.
Ooh, well, 2v5, but then now 1v5. Duty Booty. With it all to do. Rudy Tooty. Trying to fire some hot shots towards.
And that's another one for Sire.
That was a good round.
We are strong because we are.
It really was. That could have gone either way at a certain point, but Buchanan is just looking strong.
Strong indeed. Now we have another lean towards B. They've actually had their duelists lurking after they take one part of the map. So once they took mid, they had Relic holding towards Refrigerator, which is right around mid courtyard and mid bottom. And then he just kills the Raze IDK pushing through, thinking that everybody had gone towards A, but that wasn't the case. Never put all your eggs in one basket. Always have an insurance policy somewhere around the map. And
I love those trips from Cypher.
Yeah, and plus combine that with the Silva Util, like, good lord, this behold is gonna be hard to break. And they don't even have a lockdown either. Oh wait, someone's actually tagged Reyna down, so they thought he tried to wall bang with the Ares, but didn't manage to do so. Instead, Gyre's gonna get the kill early. And everybody's already here towards B, and now the Cypher ultimate is out.
Cypher ult, getting all the info they need.
Omen had actually TP'd on the side, or Emdar tried to TP with it from the shadows, but got punished for it. So actually gave his team a bad chance in this round. So Alex is going to take the early pick mid. It's a trade.
Bring them down.
Reyna for Jet. Graves is holding here towards Cat. Needs to delay as long as possible. Because now everybody here is pushing up. And instead they're going to play for the retake because they have the Sova ult online. They have the Hunter's Fury open. So they can stop the plant even further. Alex on the site though. Smoke towards A main and towards tree.
They definitely aren't putting in much of a fight protecting that site. They feel comfortable with their ability to take this back.
With the opening pick. The Fuse Cone with a crossfire from Jen with Reyna under heaven. But the Fuse Cone gets a bit too antsy and gets killed. It's just
One
up
more
to
underneath. Takes out Cypher.
Nice try though. From Duty Booty. Or from Relic, sorry. And they get a fourth round. They're slowly calling their way back out of this attack half. Or out of this defensive half. And mind you.
South Haven is certainly not letting Buchanan run away with it. I think that we need to settle in for the long haul. This is going to be a really good match.
Look at that. Look at the pattern of rounds there between the defensive and attack. 4 to 6. 2 rounds go to attack off the pistol round. 1 defuse.
Almost
all
back
defuse.
and forth. Yeah.
All retakes. So Sova's going to dart here. Again, early B main. Cypher's going to play back here. Really, your job here is because you have no... You have to use the Prowlers to destroy all the util here towards A, towards B main. Dart is out, auto-spotted, but still too late to destroy it. And the lockdown is out, so now these players are trapped on the site. And if they hold the angles, actually the smoke will be able to get Cypher and Co out. Cypher is running for the hills, manages to get out, but Sova is just as fortunate too, but Relic gets a kill on mid. And Relic is still doing work, gets 2. Finds a Sova in the corner with the recon drone out. With Sire getting the kill too. They broke that B hold so well. Having the Reyna work up mid alone, they had a whole B split there. And it was just the duelist doing everything.
What a nice flawless from Buchanan.
Last round before the switch.
It all happened so fast with util being thrown in either direction that I could barely tell what happened.
Yeah, I was more concerned about the fact would Gyre and Ash and Duty Booty who were on site get it? Would they be able to get out? They did get out, but it didn't matter because Relic just broke the market split all on his own because it was a 4-1 split. They had everybody towards B main aside from the Reyna on Buchanan, and then the Reyna just worked it up mid. I think South Haven needs to be aware of the fact that, you know, splits just aren't one-dimensional. You know, someone's going to be on another different part of the map, and you can see Relic doing it again. He's working towards mid as the rest of his team goes A. And it's just up to Astra here. But IDK has the showstopper also here, so they could do it while they go out. Sire's going to make space. This good fight towards that could be huge. And loses it is Relic. IDK on site. Doesn't actually use a pop. Doesn't pop it off, but I mean it's a 3v3. Sova's gonna drone here. They're not gonna use the Hunter's Fury to block the plant either.
Spike planted.
Scanning ahead.
And when the dust settles, we have a 3v3 situation.
This gets one tag here. He's still not gonna tag. He tags somebody under heaven. Yes! But he kills his teammate too!
No!
But hey, better than not getting a trade at all. So it's up to Lil Baka here.
Got one more player out of the...
Oh, just didn't reset the recoil.
Nice.
That's a 5-7 half. That's a respectable half. But with Gyre, but with having a Cypher and with having a Sova, you just want a little more than that. To boot. Any thoughts on that half though so far?
Switching
I mean, the
sides.
possible synergy that they have with 2 agents like that, you could really set yourself up for success when they're trying to take those sites fast. If you can get a really good Cypher setup and then be able to parry off of that with your Sova, can be a great combo. But you can also do something similar with KJ. KJ can almost single-handedly on her home delay a push if you set her up properly as well. So it's going to be curious to see who they pair with KJ over on B site.
So they're going to have an alarm bot. They're going to have one. This is going to delay the lane push, so nobody would get into lane unless...
I like those molly placements
drafts
as well, covering that main path that people like to take to try to get onto site.
Sire's going to go for an aggro peek here. You can see that he's already positioned with the share. So 1 shot to the head, 1 kill. And he's going to dash out off of this. This is great. But the paranoia is just so good. And he walks into... How does he get a kill
through the
smoke? What?
What a shot.
And then the Fuse Cone here is going to delay. This is going to be the second part of the defense. Hold towards lane. But they don't even push into B site. They're running back. And they've already expended all their util. 1 Prowler, 1 Jet Dash. But Cypher here Gyro, like I said, the clinch pin of the lurk catches up
Ooh.
Relic on the rotate.
That's a huge kill
That's
right there.
A-site. And then it's a two-pronged lurk as Astro's here on the other extremity of the map. And look at that. They've used a second Prowler to clear, potentially find where Gyre is. But Gyre, there's nobody left. He already falls back to site. So they have no util for the retake here. No turret for alarm bot for another 7
Spike
seconds.
planted.
Recon showing further delays for the push. And Astro's control tree. So they know everybody's going to come from heaven here. Most likely, at least. Gyre, first one gets killed though.
Jumps
His
down,
team needs
gets
to run
picked.
to help. Where's everybody else? Duty Booty's getting smoked up, and the defuse is going off. Nobody's fighting the plant.
One enemy remaining.
They tried to spam through the smoke.
And the lurk from Astro, it was just too late. They don't have any util to stop the post plant.
Right.
I mean, it was a great plan, but people were just working too much, and Astro definitely needed to walk up tree faster because he flanked from tree to try to go to heaven, and then he just ended up with all bodies littered on site and the defuse already having gone through. So you can see that same lane setup. You're gonna have Astro
Yep.
get some confidence here with just another lurk, and Relic is here on site, so they're actually gonna wait for everybody if they choose to go B on Buchanan to just walk on the site or South Haven. I mean, sorry. First Pat, won by Sire.
Interesting. South Haven takes base mid.
Oh, and A's free. They just don't know
Loses
it,
one
though.
in a gunfight, but takes one as well.
Dar here. Just gonna try to even the playing field, but Fade is here on site. They don't know where Fade is though. Craze just didn't spawn on the jiggle.
Cypher over in Wine could be causing trouble.
Could indeed. They spawned him though. Great job by
Ooh.
Mdar. And Lil Baka smoked off. But Mdar still has more on his plate against him. The rain and the silver are now running at him. as they're
Fighting
winning
two, gets
attackers.
one, pass reload, switches to the pistol instead.
Hey, at least a fuse cone is there to save his partner in crime. There's a bit of a whiffage there, but all good in the round if you only lose one player like that. And I
Yeah,
like
I'd say
this.
that's a fair trade.
I'm loving this. I'm loving this from Buchanan. They're playing off each other. When one peaks, the other peaks. They're all supporting each other. Like you saw that in Tree, Mdar was supporting Lil Baka on site. And when Lil Baka got smoked off, Mdar took first contact because he knew Lil Baka would have ran over on A site. It was great. I love this team play from Buchanan.
And the team was right there ready for the trade if need be.
Ooh, Sire. On the Marshall. It's not a full buy. They forced, maybe? Oh,
Sire's gonna peek, sees all of them coming up through A main.
Oh, and Gyre almost caught them on the fallback. Raises in.
Spams
Blasts
through
in
the
sight.
smoke.
Gets
Gets
one.
one.
Sire stuck between a rock and a hard place right now. And
Knows where
Astro
Jet is.
trades it
Jet
out.
drops as well.
Where does
KJ's
that-
up in the smoke in heaven.
Oh no, it doesn't land where you want it to land. It's just up to the 2 in tree here, but they're already hit. There's a switch. There's Cypher here around the corner waiting, but
One enemy.
oh my gosh, he got killed through his own cage. How? He still gets one at the cost of his life, but he was so low there. And Grace cleans up the scraps of the dinner meal. That's 6-9 now. But still, that was a bonus round.
South Haven is staying in the fight though, that's for sure.
For sure, indeed. Operator is not out on Sire, so they're gonna. This is an all or nothing round. You're going all in if you're choosing the Operator because it has such an economically consequential purchase. Because the Operator I think is like 4,750, 4,700 I believe.
Ooh.
So Sire's gonna go.
And the operator is set up in the right location as well. This could be a really huge first pick.
Yeah, he's gonna
by
hold
Sire.
hold the wall to the left here. No, he's actually gonna play safe and dash out.
Interesting.
Oh no, he nearly beats the
Dashes
dash.
into the wall.
And Asher's just trying to lock this guy out of the position, and he does manage to do so. Omen's gonna peek out early here, but Mdar loses the fight to Gyre despite doing a lot of damage to him. And now Fade's gonna go through and loses the fight too.
Where is everyone?
They're throwing bodies at a brick wall. They're just getting splattered on
It's
impact.
triggered.
You really have to save here, Sire. I'm not really too sure if this is the pick, and he gets
Oh,
punished
no.
for a hard peek. And Reyna's not gonna push. Try to deny
One
that,
enemy
but
remaining.
isn't aware that Relic was there to grab the op. He needs to hightail it out of there. but still gets one. They're still gonna go for it, and he dies. But still getting two. You take that. I mean, but you lost the operator for it. Now you're on an
Hey, at
eco.
least it's not in the hands of South Haven.
Oh, true. They didn't pick it up at the end of the round. So that was a fast A hit. Sire, I would have expected him there towards, when he was peeking here towards A main, for a better catch-off angle because they had already delayed with the Sova Dart, I believe. No, with the Fade Haunt. I thought he would have tucked here and then watched the angle from here, and then he would have dashed out and gone right. But he didn't manage to do so. If he had done that, that would have been a way better angle to take rather than taking that very tight one towards A
Not
main.
sure where Sire was trying to go with that dash. Might have been a misinput. I think freaked out seeing all the bodies running that corner.
So now MDAR, they're actually on an eco now. So this is one to build your economy off of. Our bot here is going to trigger towards mid. Should IDK get too close to it. But MDAR's taking a fight
IDK
against
flashing
Gyre.
the door.
And the right click. MDAR has to fall off. But a fight here towards mid. Diffuse one gets one pick
down
early.
mid.
And IDK has to fall off of mid. They can't fight aggressively anymore. But I think Relic still wants to have a go at this ending fight. It's never ending. But they know that MDAR is stuck here in Cat. And MDAR is still doing so much damage with just the free weapon. This is tough here.
Reina looks like she wants a piece of that action, but is exercising a lot of patience.
Oh, if he gets this pick, Astro, this turns the tide of the round. They have to get their way out of this pickle. As no checks the angle, but didn't actually think someone would be committed to it. And it's just left up.
Drop spike.
for Astro.
Spike down mid.
The ultimate is out.
Astro also only
I have the
has
spike.
20 seconds to get that spike down.
Doesn't have time to run to A. He needs to start running into B, but he's gonna run into the waiting arms of Lil Baka, but still
Ace.
almost won the fight. But Lil Baka will come out on top.
That was a good effort, though.
Woo, hoo, 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 hoo. What do we have here? We have a buy now in the gun round. They still did a lot of damage. Both sides actually took a lot of damage and economic hit for their economies. So there's a swing round here. Whichever team wins should be guaranteed the next, honestly. Fade's probably gonna haunt here, yeah. Haunt towards tree, maybe a paranoia blind. Let's see what Owen's doing. No, they're just gonna do the one-way smoke, actually. They're gonna do a one-way smoke. Yeah, Owen did the one-way smoke. Oh no, he actually did a deep smoke to control A main. I thought he was gonna do one on top of the drop off, but Sire's flanking. Astro's aware of it already, though. Astro doesn't win the fight, and Craze might lose it. No! Avenges his teammate that has just recently fallen.
Does Omen know that Ray's slipped up into that little corner, though?
Oh, but Relic got a pick on the flank. Look at this. They're all stuck in A main or South Haven, so they have to fight their way out of it time and time again, just like the last round. And this map control is just too good. I like this aggressive map control that's being taken by Buchanan. And Relic might get more here. I don't think they know that Relic is this far into spawn. Duty booty! Still kills Relic.
That
Pulled
makes
out
it
the
an
gun.
even 3v3.
And the From the Shadows here from Craze will take control of B site. So now they have somebody that's a entry point, an entryway, pretty much a chauffeur to B site. And he even had the spike too. They gave the spike to Craze, I believe, and that allows him to get an early plant. But I'm surprised here. Sova has the Hunter's Fury, but they're gonna fight aggressive for it. And Sova dying. They don't have the Hunter's
IDK
Fury to
with a
delay the
nice
defuse
shot
any
there.
further.
Prowler goes out. Sees Omen, but doesn't connect.
One
Great
enemy
kill from
remaining.
IDK. Salvages the round. And look, the chances of Baka winning this, especially with the paint shells going out like that,
Walks out of smoke.
catch that IDK though.
remaining.
But does he have enough time? I'm not too sure if this is enough time. Has to reload. Has to think about where they want to go, and they still win the round. They cling
Decides
on.
to save that gun.
I'm not too sure if Duty Booty had to commit to the fight there, because you saw towards B main, he took the fight towards the Omen and Market,
courage.
and
No one is me.
despite having the Hunter's Fury on land, like you see it here on the scoreboard, Duty Booty, ultimate, ready. You play the Hunter's Fury every time for the post plant to delay the fuse, and had IDK not been able to get those 2 kills, that would have been a lost round for South Haven.
Interesting. So Cypher has that op now. I'm curious to see where he decides to play.
Fades now rotated the haunt towards B main, so now they're gonna go for early info B main. It spots out Astro, so
Catches one.
Sire here. Oh, these pain shells. Oh, thankfully does not do enough damage. He must have a flak jacket perk from Call of Duty. Oh, look at this. Buchanan have shifted 3 towards B site, but
Uses
no
his
kill
drone to try to get some info.
Oh, but Sire wins the fight against Gyre top mid before the smoke blooms. So I think this is a round here. Definitely is. RESA pushing on the site. They don't choose to enable the ultimate. They're gonna pop the ultimate, but this Reyna here on back site only has a shorty. Is not able to get the range towards him. And
Right here.
Sudi, Booty, and Co. They get site, but look at the HP on everybody. And Omen, they didn't get across the spike to sight. There's a fuse cone. No, didn't hear the sound cues. But Jet, Sire's walking up. Gets the kill, and now the Thrifty could go in their way. It's just up to Duty Booty on 5 HP. But Diffuse Cone runs through lane. That's an 11th round. I don't think Buchanan should have gotten away with that any time of the day. They just didn't bring the spike to the site with them for South Haven. Oh, that's a huge misplay. That's crazy.
Opportunity certainly missed there.
And now you give Sire the enough money to buy an operator. Oh, the odds are stacked against South Haven here in this round. But thankfully, nobody's going to be walking into this waiting arms here. Nobody's going to push top mid if you're South.
Sire's going to try to get that early pick with the op across mid. Ooh, hops up to get a better position.
Leaves the jump, though. As Relic does get caught here by the dart. Thankfully, oh, they know the position, but still wins the opening fight, and Sire gets a kill too. 1 for 2. One's out of the ring. The other one enters just as they leave. There's a 5, and Relic on a heater. Doesn't want to get
Looks like
punished,
Buchanan just wants to chase them down.
I wonder if they know.
Reyna
there's
needs to be
some-
careful though. Around that corner, gets the pick.
Oh, but Gyre had a bit of a slip up there, but still managed to get the kill. It's a 3v2 though, as one and pushed towards market. And Duty
Ooh.
Booty. That's a misplay.
Huge kill by Silva right there.
That's a misplay by Relic. I don't agree with that push at all. They already had the man advantage. They should have just played it back. They didn't have the spike either. Only if you have the spike do you want to play aggressive with the rest of your team. And none of his teammates were there to back him up. That trip is not going to actually find anybody towards heaven. Actually, no, it should. It's just at the right level. And Sire here. This is a full commit angle. And misses the shot too. Had he played off the ledge, he would have been able to drop off. But his one opportunity, absolutely botched.
You play in a position like that, you have to hit the
Right
shot.
here.
Otherwise, it just guarantees that you're a sitting duck.
They need to push the guy A main here. Instead, they're going to play the spike. But because Asova ultimate only has 2 times, the Fake can get on the plant here. But Lil Baka thinks that there's a second person alive. But they've both been hit by the ult. Does Asova have lineups? No. But at least they're able to get on the spike after.
One enemy remaining.
A very fortunate round to go the way of
Match point.
Buchanan. Honestly, if you know the Sova has an ultimate, he's always going to be guaranteed to play towards wine or A main. So Lil Baka there had to push A main, but for some reason thought that the person could have been back site. But you never play on site with an ult like that.
It's true, it's true.
What do you want to see here for this round, Owen? Oh wait,
I'd really like to see Jet try to get an early pick. If you set up at the right angle here and not dash straight forward into the wall like we saw last time,
oh wait,
having the op
it didn't tag
over
anybody.
on A site could be powerful.
Sire getting that pick early, and Sire will take contact here.
Looks like they're doing a little bit of a late push on A.
Oh, great ultimate! Doesn't even have to give his life for it. So they know the Jet here is towards tree, and Astro. They have a man advantage, but he still wants more as M-Dart kills Gyre. So now, Astro's on a one-man mission as a Fuse Cone gets a kill towards heaven. And Sire here is going to go for an early peek.
But Buchanan has lost their info agent.
Oh, the beef! The beef! It's just up to Duty Booty in the first map. Goes to Buchanan High School. Pretty good showing. Pretty good showing.
Oh yeah, they were trading rounds here and there, but at
Defenders
the end of the
win.
day, Buchanan just looked really, really good on that map. But that is the map that everyone has already played on tonight. I'm curious to see what happens when we mix it up with Lotus. as our second map.
Right on, right on. As you do see the leaderboards here, Relic and Sire taking the lead for the, as usual, the duelists doing their best. But with that being said, one more map for the trophy for Buchanan, South Haven. They have an uphill battle to climb as we head onto their map pick. No, we're heading onto Lotus actually now. Where's that? What's it?
There's going to be a Ascent, so don't start the match yet. Wait until they get
But yeah, we're going to throw it to a quick break. And in the meantime, get cozy, go use the restroom, get your refreshments.
We got
Maybe you
plenty
need some
more
workout.
Valorant for you in just a few more minutes. Sorry about the technical delay. We had one system that we needed to fix something on, but we're all ready to rock and roll now.
Yeah, we're going to be going on to the second map, which is Lotus, I believe, with Buchanan starting on defense. And on the other hand, we have South Haven on the attack side. We're going to go straight into the agent select very soon here.
Now,
As-
Lotus is a map I'm excited to see. One, because it's not Ascent, which seems to be a hard thing to come by today, but also because there's so many different ways that teams can approach it.
I see the new agent being picked here, locked in for South Haven. They're going to opt for Gecko.
Now, I do like initiators on this map, and he does have a pretty unique toolkit that could be useful.
They're probably going to initiate if Gyre actually locks in. Oh my gosh. I think they
Neon.
lock in Neon. If Diffuse Cone goes Sentinel, I think we're going to go to a third map. Or actually, Buchanan won the first map. Sorry about that. Buchanan, no Sentinels on Lotus. No Sentinels on Lotus, huh?
A
I'm not
brave
too sure what
choice
to
for
make of
sure.
this. You know, I am not too sure what to make of this, Owen. Any thoughts?
None yet, other than confusion, but I guess time will tell.
I just think that, like, if you don't have a Sentinel, you're going to have a hard time holding B and C.
Oh, definitely. I mean, how can you watch? Yes, the map is relatively small, so especially if you're on the defend side, you can rotate pretty fast. But that's a lot of ground to cover. And if you don't have the util where you can set it and forget it and see if someone pushes in, I don't know. You're going to have to get a lot of info with those initiators, which I guess is their plan going into this map.
So MDAR has the shield here on the harbor. And not going to use the high tide. They're going to use this to probably get Diffuse up into a very good angle here. Because if you can actually sneak into the barrels here, or into these double crates here, if you're sneaky enough. But I don't know what they're going to do with the shield. They're actually going to shield off of Diffuse Cone's contact. And they actually see everybody towards C. So this is actually going to be a full hit with Neon lurking up, like I said. Because you don't have a Cypher or a Killjoy, you're not going to be aware of somebody lurking. And that's just an easy kill any time of the day. And that's a trade. It's just up to Diffuser to hold side against 4. What do you make of this, Owen? Oh wait, Neon's in the flank.
Buchanan's trying to spam through that wall with little effect.
And Gyre,
One
that
enemy
flanker
remaining.
in the back.
And that leaves Raze all by her lonesome.
Spike planted.
Both teams are gonna have a hard time on defense.
Not much you can do when you get double, triple peeked like that.
Yeah, I already told you heading straight to this map.
I'm out of here.
These comps are just not something you see in the meta right now for Lotus.
Gotta go.
Typically, you would see. How would I say this? You would see. You'll see one Sentinel, preferably Killjoy. Then you have one Duelist, which is usually Raze. Then you have Breach. You get opt for Fade or Gecko. At least one of those initiators are okay. And then the last one's a toss-up. You can go for a second Duelist or not. Or a
Like,
second
as we
initiator.
just saw, you didn't have someone to watch your back for that rear flank. And a surprise like that, there's lots of different angles that you can approach from on a map like this.
You can see because of that, they're going to Fuse B. They're just going to take it straight up all the way into sight. The Fuse Cone is left up to hold, and Gyre's holding the smoke with a Bucky. Did he see? He did not see! And they turn around!
Oh, misses the Bucky shot, hits
got
for a
it.
little bit, finally gets the kill.
All good. All good. Cyrus against
Jumps
Violet
around with the
playing
right click.
One enemy remaining.
And that's a fast round for for Buchanan. Or South Haven. South Haven, sorry about that. And, I mean, that's a great start. Compared to the first map where they just didn't have anything to go with, they, like, just never found their way back into the game.
South Haven
Cool,
came
that's a
ready
great
to
start.
play on this map.
Yeah, and I'm surprised they actually opted for the Neon instead of the Breach. Because once they get into the attack half, or the defense half, usually something you like to do is, you see where Relic is positioned. If you have a Breach done there
Right.
towards mid or A long, but actually they're going to opt for the C's instead, you can just do a combo nade play with this. Watch. Oh, they don't actually opt for it. They're actually just going to do the single nade. Oh, the Breach stun actually came from B, but they lost the fight. And Gecko's just going to take site now. Sire pushed into B main on a bonus. That could be very punishing for them as the flash is out and they beat the flash. To
Wingman goes over with the plant.
Spike planted.
Yeah, and Sire's already on the Gyre's already on the flank. They've already cleared waterfall side. Now they just have to worry about the players pushing out of heaven. And Relic
One enemy remaining.
falls with Glow Blocker, so now just up to the defuse code. This is a great start to the attack half for South Haven.
Yeah, I agree. South Haven is looking in their element as these first 3 rounds fall into their favor.
And we can see why.
Buchanan is struggling to figure out how to get set up. I mean, they lose the sights right away.
I mean, you can't do much if you don't have a Killjoy or Cypher. I'm just going to reiterate that time and time again as we see
It's true.
these attack halves go lopsided for both teams because these are attack-sided comps. These are not defender-sided comps. So that's why Sire had to push it down B main. But
Unless
now-
your Fade Haunt catches someone and you get that early info at the beginning of the round, you're shooting in the dark, really.
Pretty much. And that's why you have somebody just chilling here on the flank. But because of that high tide, it's going to allow the Fuse One to get a better angle here. And Sire's not spawning anything towards B main, so they know the majority of the players are towards C. Diffuse Cone was spotted though and just gets spammed through the wall. They knew that it was a potential possibility, but that wall from Farway was not going up on time to get him out. Oh, they're already in sight.
You see Buchanan trying to rotate in to save this site,
And Mdar just getting lit
but
up.
they're stuck in Waterfall.
They're pushing spawn aggressively too. The Dizzy flash blinds everybody. Oh my gosh, Sire hits the close range shot. And Astro now has to pick up the pieces for his teammates.
One
And
enemy remaining.
3K, just absolutely clutch. And Astro's gonna get a 4K for that.
Nice.
The duelists once again are just doing the work for either one of these teams, and this time it's South Haven's.
The symphony of the
Yeah, who likes utility anyways?
I don't use utility. I just go in and swing in. Loud and proud, I'm going for guts and glory. And that's what Astro and Gyre have been doing. Minus that pistol round, though. Gyre wanted to be a little rat in the... He wants to be a little mole in the defenses of Buchanan. And Buchanan are just...
Hey, at the end of the day, you gotta have some fun, you know?
Yeah, it's just a map differential, too. I mean, I think South Haven look way more well-versed on this map. Oh, it's aggressive. Sire blinds everybody! Gets one!
Gets 1, 2.
Spike down B.
Oh my gosh,
3.
could have gotten a fourth. They were both lined up, but
Then gets
Kratos down
traded
to
away.
2 HP. Or 18
Even 2.
Mdar. Oh my gosh,
Remaining.
slim margins, and now it's just
Clean
up
shots.
to the fuse cone.
Waited for just the right moment.
Do they know that Gyre's on the flank? They just don't. Gyre was actually holding towards mid. You see the 2 X's here towards A Rebel, A main. That's where Gyre was holding the entire time, and he killed both. And Gyre killed both of the aggressing players there down A long.
Well, I hate to admit it, but this is looking a lot more one-sided than at any point during the last map that we saw on Ascent.
Only thing is, though, is that if they manage to get 3 rounds for this defense side on Buchanan, and they manage to get the pistol round, it's definitely doable. Because,
True.
like I said, both comps just not suited for defense. They're going to nade here early. No Fade Hunt, though, and no Fade Pool. And they're actually waiting for the nade. A very, very good protocol to have. And Relic getting caught, falling. Neon's going deep. They want Relic's life. They know they've almost finalized the kill. And Lobaka might fall here, too. As Gyre, great blind from Gecko. Blinded the Fade.
Putting that Neon to work.
Yes, sir. As the ultimate is out, but the fuse cone just needs one. Just one.
They're all
minute to
blind
do
at
so.
Rubble.
But Gyre gets a 3rd pick. Phoenix here has to do work. Ultimate is gone. Harbor here. Stuck between a rock and a hard place, and so is Diffuse Cone. They know where the Phoenix run it back came from. Gyre! Like a shadow in the night. About to reappear.
Sneaking up on Harbor. Harbor's not even going to see it coming.
Enemy remaining.
Goat! Goat! Going for the ace. They know where Diffuse Cone was last spotted.
And Phoenix is stuck at that broken door, unsure of where to go. They could come from any angle at this point.
You know, secure the round. We can go for the memorable.
6 in a row.
I hate to say it. I think we're just going to map 3.
We might see a map 3. My thoughts exactly.
It's just really great showing from both teams.
I'm curious to see once they swap sides if they're going to have the same fire and the same consistency with each round, though.
Yeah. But
This
then again,
map can be more friendly to the attackers depending on how you play it, and like you said earlier, the team comp.
Relic here needs to get an early pick. We'll have the showstopper online if it manages to do so, but instead, that Neon dash is just too slow, and the ultimate is out. Going Sonic speed fast into B through the connector area, and they find a free B site. And Gyre's just running up. Diffuse Cone is there to meet, and almost running out of ammo, but finally getting that kill allows you to reload that Neon ult as the A main push is going on right now, but they've segmented it out.
One enemy remaining.
And Juicy getting 2. Yeah, that's the round. Ooh, Sonic speed, go fast.
Spike was planted. But the odds are not in Buchanan's favor.
And hearing Gyre going up means Sire is ready for it, but Astro was just around the corner. And 7. Oh, we
Well
might be going to
played by
Brazil,
South Haven.
guys.
He needs me. I can't be away.
We might be
from
going to
her.
Brazil in this World
Send
Cup
this quickly.
if Buchanan can get around.
I guess it's also possible that we could see Buchanan pull off a Fnatic level comeback, but
Oh, you watched that? The lock-in one?
such a great match.
Vamos, that Brazil just wasn't enough in the end. Sire is going aggressive. They had to play aggressive. You have to get an opening pick, but they've just not been getting the opening picks. I mean, what can you really say? That's the win condition for this defense half, and they just haven't been getting it.
Just giving away advantage immediately in the beginning.
Diffuse Cone taking an early fight. But Gyre wins the fight towards B main. Quick get Sire 2. Sire, oh my gosh. The
One
little
down for
swerve around.
Buchanan.
Show the little rotary tootie.
Another for South Haven. Evening up the playing field. They're all trapped out there at the sand mound.
I would have been interested to see if Breach had ulted through there and then they opened the door on it. But the fight is being taken and they lost it again. Sire trying to back up, but they just don't trade the frags.
And that leaves A site free if they can get there fast enough.
They have the Rolling Thunder for the retake, and then you can combine that with the Showstopper on Relic. So we'll see how it goes.
True, we do have a couple alts.
They're gonna ult. Relic is great blind by Juicy. No Rolling Thunder available. And it's just up to these two players to respond, but they just don't know that Relic had already dropped.
One down, race jumps.
Diffuse Cone out. Oh, the Showstopper!
Showstopper comes out to play.
Oh,
Doesn't
shoot
see
it!
one at the door.
Oh, but the Reyna got hit by it. Down to 20
No
HP.
way.
And actually pushed himself out of the round. Reyna had opened the door to try to fall back, but his teammate had died towards sight. Yeah.
And Buchanan wants us to know that they are still in this game, and they put one up on the board.
7-1, 7-1. Germany versus Brazil.
But South Haven, they're looking pretty much unstoppable on this map so far, at least on the attack.
I want to see a stun here. They're not using the stun anymore towards mid. They're not opting for these trap plays anymore with the Raze and the Fade anymore. Fade is just haunting, and then Raze is nading off the contact. But if you keep throwing that nade, like you see, they've been conditioned on the side of South Haven to just play back. But no, they're just going to go balls to the wall. Gyre on the operator, on Neon.
Fade could chuck her trap out there into the point where people start moving out towards B site. And then you could follow that up with a grenade and maybe get a kill there early.
Look at that. Everybody's rotating, and then on the attacker side, they're rotating the other way of the map. We're playing a game of guessing.
This is more like hide and seek.
Oh yes, trade the guns. You know your Neon's gonna entry. Can't entry very well with an operator. And Harbor's the only one here, but with just a little Marshall, I don't know.
Ooh,
they
just
can
barely
make any
sneaks
rest.
by before the wall drops. Sprays to the smoke.
Harbor's trying to get through on this. Almost catches out Astra, but doesn't manage to do so. Oh, and the crash is out on Gecko, but they don't spot the breach hiding here in the corner. But Juicy's just not aware. Fired off pot shots, and the ultimate is out. They can run into sight. This is actually a very huge win. Relic and Diffuse, I'm gonna kill a piece. Run it back is out. They clear the back boxes. Diffuse cone's not gonna see the guy in the corner here, but you know it's just a life used to get information, and that actually hits.
Last player standing.
And it's just up to Craze. Or Gyre with only an
My, how the
operator.
tables have turned on that round.
Great use of the ultimates there. You had the Breach ult, the Rolling Thunder, and the Phoenix run it back.
If
Now
I'm
they're
Neon
just-
here,
10 seconds left.
I'm just gonna hold on to that op.
I don't think.
Try to
Sire's
get that
other
pick at
plans.
the end.
There we go. There we go. Buchanan starting to pull it back just a little bit, and that's what you need. You need to get aggressive. Get aggressive when you know they're all thinking it's cozy on the side of South Haven. They can go set up their tent, little fireplace, put the marshmallows on a stick, and start warming up. Nah, you just ruin the tent before it even happens.
And you gotta get those early kills at the beginning of the round too. Give your team the advantage right away.
Mdar here, not looking too hot. This is really Harbor's not really seen as like
Can
the
someone spot
main
me?
smokes person. So I can see why they're having trouble because they just don't have any smokes on Omen. They don't have an Omen or an Astra to throw smokes from across the map. It's just a wall that regenerates every now and then. Ooh, Diffuse goes first contact here. And he blinds everybody!
Flashes everyone. The entire team is blind.
Great pre-fire on the angle. Somebody could still have snuck through, but nobody chooses to commit just yet because they know
Harbor creeps up in the smoke.
Gyre here is working mid. They just don't know yet. Prowler does not spot anything towards the right side of B main, so they know nothing's there. But Gyre here, Vodka misses the shot.
Oh, and the op is down.
Echo here is still gonna take mid. They're gonna still fight 3 on B, but IDK gets the opening pick. And Sire here might take next contact here. Catches up Juicy, not looking at the right angle, and Craze traces it out. Just tit for tat, trade for trade right now. But it's a 3v2 for South Haven.
Wingman tried to get the plant off, but dropped the spike. It's over on box now.
Ultimate spots at the location of Harbor. And they actually use the Omen ultimate to get the spike. That's what you can do with From the Shadows if you don't know. You
30
can ult
seconds
on
left.
directly to the spike and you can just grab it. But Harbor here is already early to the party. They don't know
Gets
how
the
close
plant down.
Spike planted.
Oh, he spams through the wall. Or that.
But Reyna,
Gonna
they
try
don't
to
know
stick to
Astra's here.
defuse.
Remaining.
And it's just up to Relic. 1v2. One pushing towards B-main. They saw the head.
One down.
Sick flick.
Only one more to go.
I think the spike was already half too. Oh, but IDK, just too much HP. I don't know about that, Chief. This is IDK. As he seals the
Again,
round and the clutch.
another round well played by South Haven there at the end, when it counted most.
And they actually pick up the op off of that too. So Sire, now the defense side has an op, not an attack op anymore.
Now let's see if they can do anything with it though.
Tack.
Sire so far today has been hit or miss with the op.
Oh, look at this. This is gonna be a combo mid. Sire gets the kill, and the paint shells are just too strong right now. You kind of just have to fall off here if you are.
And there goes that op. Gecko might be trapped.
Oh yeah, there's a flank here in spawn. No, it's just being held by Asher. So in case anybody had gotten aggressive, because they know this is a swing round right now. Look at the guns on both sides and the economy too. So now Reyna's gonna take point B, C, but nobody is just thinking, oh hey, on the defense side, you know we don't have anybody on C just yet. Maybe we should lean someone over. And finally, Diffuse's gonna lean over once they hear the shots though. And Wingman there, the 5th man of the push, gonna take the plan over. And they have the plan. They have the Rolling Thunder for the retake, so Juicy can just play outside towards B main. They just have to worry about the switch. And they have to worry about having people off site, because if there's too many players on site here for South Haven, it could spell trouble. Wall is out. That breaks the crossfire. jiggle. Getting a second 2. And this is actually very bad. Now it's just up to 2, and they're gonna have to rely on the Rolling Thunder to win this round. Or Crazy just have to plan a little bit. Managed to do
Oh,
so.
no.
But Juicy dies before he can pop the ult, and they just line up. They lined up, but the fuse cone.
But the damage was done.
Yeah.
They lost their shield and they lost a couple guns.
Yeah, but at least they retained the op on Sire. Dang, look at that frag differential on the leaderboard just
Last
on both
round
sides.
in the half.
Spend it now, or it's gone.
Yeah, you can see this is certainly one-sided towards South Haven.
Now we've reached the point where if Buchanan get one more round, this is... Maybe we're not just going to map 3. I might just be eating my words. I may have just cursed South Haven. It's the caster's curse coming into effect. Sire here saying this. We have not seen the op go here. I don't think South Haven are going to be ready for this. If Sire gets an opening pick, no! They're going to use the stun. But it pushes
Still
them
could
back.
catch him by surprise.
Good pick from Craze.
Nice.
You have to work off the element of surprise there. But if Fuse Cone kills Gyre lurking, they're going to open the door. So now they have to worry against the Fuse Cone and maybe somebody on site, but nobody's on site on C for Buchanan.
Diffuse probably doesn't know that there's someone on both sides outside of that door, though.
Right on, indeed. Gecko, they're aware of a potential flank on the Fade here.
Find
And the
you.
Fade uses the Haunt, so now the flank cover is blown. Falls back, but at least they have to keep guessing and start clearing on South Haven on where potentially this flank could be from. And I think now the gig
Gecko
is
goes
up.
hunting for that fade.
She's safe and tucked in B site. But because they spent so long rotating back through spawn, 3 people rotating on Buchanan, and it's just up to the Diffuse Cone here. The Dizzy is probably going to go out from IDK. No, IDK just is running with his hands out.
Ooh, takes one.
Great ultimate though. Delays even further. Now everybody is here. The site hold is 4 men strong. Can the stronghold be broken, or will this breach ultimately break it? Craze now pushing on the site. Somehow, oh, the relic ultimate gets one, and the haunt is running on Juicy. They can just shoot it through the wall. And the fuse cone and relic they combine for 4. Great hold. They needed that despite Sire's
Switching
botched
sides.
play there at the start.
And now we're switching sides. Everyone is back with the same econ, pulling out some pistols.
This is winnable now for Buchanan.
Oh yeah.
The win condition here on that defense half was just at least get 3 rounds.
And let's see if their attack is strong enough to keep them in this game.
Step 2 of a comeback. Win the pistol round. Get some confidence on the eco if you're MDAR. I don't think they have... Because they don't have a raise, they can't go for slow pinch plays here towards A long if you're on the defensive side that is South Haven. So they can just get out to mid for free, Buchanan. They're going to nade, they're going to clear up the angle, but do they know that Gyre is here? Has not been hit by the stun. Omen is baiting. They might just not know, but they're all going through the switch. But first contact here might be this pick here. Craze is fighting. Craze doesn't get hit by the Prowler, but still gets 1 off the angle. How has this guy gotten 2?
That was a
And now
good
Gyre's the
trade
second
by
part.
Omen.
Oh, the beefs. Oh, and Gyre slides out.
Nice.
How? And the
Only with
blind.
Neon.
That's clutch. Just pushing on the side. Gecko gets 1. It's just out to Fade against 2. Neon taking a fight
One
towards
enemy
mid,
remaining.
but Lil Baka
Last
and
player
Sire, they get a kill
standing.
apiece. Both
One
players are
left on
relatively same
either
HP.
side. Both low.
They think he's on the spike. It's not planted for him. Great off angle by IDK. That's so good, man. You could feel the tension of that flank fight on mid between the breach.
That was a good round, though. I could have seen that going either direction.
Yeah, but really,
At the end of the day, it came down to gunfights.
And that plant positioning was poor.
I'm not sure who that was planted for.
They originally planned to take A main and just take site off of that. But if you take site after pushing through A main, you gotta plan for both mid and A main. They planned for A main. Everybody on A that pushed through A main fought site, got killed. And Sire just didn't have the position because it was just a poor heads-up play on the
Find
people
you.
pushing with the plant. Gecko's here in the corner, but he's stuck. He needs to start running. IDK gets out, and the stun will further delay the push. I think Ash is ready here to open the switch and get the kills. Pushing on a sight. Breach is low. Juice gets a kill. Sire on the flank. They're pinching. They're pinching. But one kill goes in favor of them. Astro trades back. It's just up to Mdar though. And they're going for the knife. No, they're going for the pistol. If Mdar gets one more, this is good. No. Praise. Stops the bleeding, the hemorrhaging of the economy.
Sort out your gear
We're
quick.
into the gun round.
Time's more precious.
Well, I hate to say it, but South Haven is still looking just as strong as they did in the beginning of this map.
And we might just be seeing Pearl here, which is a decider map. 2 maps, both played in succession that I know newer players just are not a fan of. I know personally, I actually do not like Lotus that much, but I've been playing it a bit in ranked, so I kind of like it now. But I
The
can
doors
see-
are just such a unique mechanic. So you can have people coming from either side.
True. Astro here. This fight on the flank is important, but Neon might be fighting here too. But oh my gosh, got
The
the angle.
timing.
There.
I'm keeping my eyes here. They have sight,
Tries to
but
get spray through the door.
Tires delaying for as long as possible. Lines are out. Reyna's trying to get through, but they're already smoked off mid. Relic here taking the fight. Loses to IDK. And now the attackers are left wondering. And yeah, you can spam through that. That was a heads up play from Jair that you should know if you have learned the map well enough. But Jair's going to fight against Sire here on mid. Shots exchanged. Nothing finalized. Juicy gets killed towards Long. Jair here holding safe on site. They just have to let them walk in. Defenders defend. Attackers attack. But IDK has other plans. Walking through. They get 2 with a pinch from Reyna from
Spike down
Connector.
A.
The Connector
One
is
enemy
too
remaining.
open. It's free real estate for Astro.
Just a couple more rounds and we're on our way to map 3.
Good lord, good lord. Me almighty me. I'm feeling like a South Haven fan right now. I do want to see Pearl. I know Owen, before you went live, you said you wanted to see Pearl too.
I did. I wouldn't say it's one of my favorite maps, but it's been in the rotation for a while now, so there's some really good plays that you can make.
They're going to stun to get rid of this Astro early peek. It's too late and Astro's already tucked into their corner. They're going for the wingman plant. Astro has such a good position, but they turn around!
Oh no!
How did that happen? How did Sire have that third eye, that sixth sense?
None of
They
those
have
shots
Neon on
will
the
connect
flank.
through the wall.
I'm in here. They're running back, but Neon is waiting. But Raze is just there, but beeping the shots. Huts down Sire, and Sire is dead. How did Jair just slide through that? Raze, no.
It's still anybody's round.
Oh, IDK. Great.
Buchanan gets pinned.
Don't mess with my crew.
That puts the total at 12-4.
Match point.
Oh, man.
I tell you what, I didn't see this coming when we first loaded into the map.
I mean, everything was unexpected.
South Haven is a different team on Lotus.
They're a different breed. They're feeling like a pit bull. They're not a chihuahua. But I
Oh,
know
you're
some
right about
chihuahuas are
that.
aggressive. They're going to go full mid here. It's a last-ditch effort for the side of Buchanan. They're going to send all 5 there. Flanks are open. Like I said, you don't have any sentinels, so you can't watch the flanks. So you're going to have to worry about just opening the floodgates, barraging your way through sight. And Jair is here to stop the split. Owen playing back on site is going to be the second plan B.
I suggest
Jair wins the opening fight. Now it's just up to Omen. Kraze gets 1, but the stun. The Harbor ultimate does just do that to you. The fuse cone now
3 to 3.
But Sire's in a good position here. Reyna's taking the fight. Reyna wins. Astro gives his team the advantage. And Gecko and Breach are encroaching upon from main. But do they know that Breach is behind? Sire, they don't know.
Last player standing.
And they line up for Sire.
This game isn't over quite yet.
Oh, but the economy is just so bad. Look at that. You lost 4 guns. Just have to do light shields, maybe a Bulldog, maybe a Spectre, maybe a Marshall or an Ares. And only one
Right
person
there.
will actually have a Phantom
Right
or a Vandal,
there.
and that is the remaining player from that round.
right
Sire.
there.
Buchanan definitely has to keep their aggression up if they want to stay in this map.
So Sire's gonna stun, push Juicy off the opening angle, then they're gonna breach all Rolling Thunder into C site, and they need to hope to kill the guy backside fast. So It's gonna need to be quick. They're gonna need Relic to blast back in.
There's the
Get
sun.
to get him off. But Sire trades. A formidable trade at that. But Neon's already fast on the flank. Oh no, they just don't know what danger lies
Sneaks up
behind them.
behind. There's one down.
Spike down.
But the Fuse Cone trades.
Almost gets the wall.
Huge round.
Face your
The ultimate is
fear.
out. They don't have to fully commit to see sight here, you know. Cut the noise. Reset. The ball is in South Haven's court to make a play because they're down a player. Oh no,
The
that
Prowler
Prowler
misses.
Yeah. But Omen's here. Craze is here to foil the plans of the push. But Sire, old reliable, kills Craze. A 3K should secure this round. It's up to Astro. 1v3. Gets swapped by the Haunt. So they know where
Ooh,
he is.
Unlucky.
Wait, Sire got hit by... Sire is not looking the right way. They knew where the Haunt is. They know where Astro is. And now the Molly, the blind. Everything is being thrown at Astro. Telling him to get out of this bomb site, but he's still gonna have a go with it. Kills the 1 HP
Grabs
Sire.
one. Fade hops down through the wall.
Oh, the dismiss is good. 1v3 for the game. No. Diffuse cone.
Wow.
Put a stop to that.
What a great effort by Astro, though.
But that's okay. They have match
Buchanan
point.
somehow staying alive, even when the odds are stacked against them.
You need Mdar and Baka to wake up right now.
And that's how you do it. One round at a time.
One round is all you need. In order to get back up, you need to fall down first.
But they can't afford to be comfortable just quite yet.
Stun here. Gecko. Throwing the Dizzy over. Actually throwing a Molotov over as they were pushing. So that would actually call the push just a little bit, but they just walk ahead of the Molotov. Dizzy. Holding Wingman 2. Raises into sight. IDK gets the opening pick. And they have Gyre here on the switch door to open. And Reyna's holding the angle too. But nobody's there in front of them. They're going to have to look to the left here for South Haven, but they're losing the fights. Mdar gets one. Sire gets a second. And they had the opening pick on South Haven, but they chose to keep going. They chose to go from a V6 engine to a
Spike
V8.
down. C.
And the V8 may have just combusted too much there. But Sire or Astro could destroy this rotate here.
Last player standing.
Sire kills. Oh, wow. The Prowler.
Astro needs to get...
One. He does.
Spike down. Attacker spawn.
Baka commits for the fight and wins it.
Buchanan is one step closer to getting back into this game.
Push up, man. Keep fighting. Rest
And
is
who else
over
but
it.
Sire to lead the way? Besting.
All South Haven needs to do is get one more round to guarantee themselves a map 3.
And they've had enough of the shenanigans. They're going to go for the Sire, or the Gyre up. Crazy's going to smoke mid here. Gyre's going to go for the opening pick. It's going to be a dry peek. One shot is all it got. So all Gyre has got. So got to make it count. Got to be able to fall back. Should it fail. And the stun pushes Gyre off the angle.
Great stun.
Joke's
Powers
over.
hit.
You're dead.
Use Cone's ultimate.
And they give up C site.
Yeah, they're going to wait for the retake. I think it's formidable. Really, that's the point of the run it back, you know, just get your team the space to get on the site here. But there's a difference between being able to get into the site and then being able to hold it. And they haven't even gotten the plant down just yet.
That's true, that's true.
Site. Reyna's going full balls to the wall here. They're pushing through. They're all detained by the Thrash! The Thrash
Good.
detained them all, but still they get the
Spike
kills!
down. C.
How has it gone
Enemy remaining.
so wrong? It's just up to Sire in a 1v3. He's getting pushed up by the Aftershock, and we are going to map
Defenders win.
3. The Thrash, it detained everybody back site. And with 3 players detained, they couldn't go
That could
any
have been
further.
an easy 3-piece.
Could have indeed. My
But
God.
the House of Cards has fallen. Wow.
Well,
What a map. I did not see that coming. South Haven came out with an aggressive attack.
they did. And we'll be going to our last map, Pearl, in just a second. But until then, stay tuned.
All right. Map 3.
It all comes down to this.
One final match. We got Buchanan on attack and South Haven on defense for Pearl.
That's true, and we see a bit of shuffling here.
Our players are just switching sides, and then we'll get the agent select underway.
Yeah, and I think they're revving and ready to go. So we're gonna go straight into the oh. You can't see it in game. You can only see Owen's beautiful face and my cartoonish profile picture. But the teams were just trying to figure.
It's
out.
a beautiful profile picture.
Okay, that's true. Black and white. Kind of like one of those like. I felt like when I saw your image, I thought I was thinking like of a mafia mugshot like back then in the 40s during the Prohibition era. So
I love it. I love it. Believe it or not, I took that picture myself.
Oh, self-portrait.
I did the timer and everything. It was great.
I actually really like it. And I was going to say, like, oh, why would I think it's a mugshot? I don't think mafia members, smile when they're getting arrested. So.
Probably not. Probably not. I would not expect that.
Yeah, so just to reiterate, we're on Pearl. Last deciding map. Ascent was taken by Buchanan. Lotus taken by South Haven. And now we're on Pearl, which should start with Buchanan attack, South Haven defense. And
it looks like our players are finally ready to go.
Yes. We're going to throw it straight to the agent select. And I'm very excited to see what this comp shall be from these gamers.
We've seen some really interesting comps tonight. Ones that I wouldn't necessarily expect. And there's the signature Reyna.
Signature Reyna is there.
I would expect nothing less from Astra.
Oh, we have an Astra, but we don't have a Sentinel. Now, Pearl, because South Haven are on defense, their mid and art is going to be heavily exposed. Well, specifically mid-link. Mid-link towards B, which is where the double doors are.
You do have KO with the knife to get some info.
Oh, man. I mean, I hate throwing predictions early, but I'm already calling it. I think Buchanan are going to take this. Look at this comp selection. We're going to have the Harbor, potentially a fade. Yes, they lock in the fade. Okay, this is such a great comp from South Haven, or from Buchanan. Now they just have to hit their shots compared to...
They got the Sentinel,
Lotus.
They got the Smoke, they got the Initiator, and two duelists with good movement potential.
Yeah, this comp is going to be really hard to break if you are South Haven, at least when you shift over to that attack half. Because on defense here, you can leave either Reyna on Relic, or you could have somebody just defensively lurk any scenario on the map. And now that you look at this, what are you going to have to anchor a site? You're just going to have to rely on just shots to hit, and you're going to have to rely on your Astra to have really good comms on the rest of your team. Hey, they're hitting a site. Can you suck with your Astra Star? Can you pull? Can you
That's
stun
true.
and all that stuff, or use your smokes? And I don't see anything else as a fallback if that doesn't come out on time. You don't have a Killjoy. You don't have a Cypher.
Now, if they hit their shots like they did on the last map,
There.
What are you thinking here?
let's see where this first knife goes.
Shutting them down. Fire suppressed.
The knife spots everybody towards B long, so now everybody's gonna shift here, and we have Leon on the flank. Now the thing is that there's a turret already watching this, so we're gonna watch here. Sire takes first focal point, but Relic there behind doesn't hit anything, and there's two share shots, one through the smoke. Make that a 3 from Craze as Diffuse Cone getting ran at over. It's just, what can you do? Craze absolutely went crazy there with the Sheriff.
You could say that again.
It's only a shame that we didn't catch the first two. You don't expect Sheriff shots to just hit that one by one like that. Tit for
One
tat.
second, peeps. I gotta visit the Astral to
And
play
Craze with
some
the 4K
stars.
there. Starts off
Heading
South
to the above.
Haven's arc of redemption. We're in the anime
That
arc
should
where
work.
where the main character finally shows their hand, shows what their years of mental fortitude and training have built up to. And I think for South Haven, we're at that point. Now it's the matter of being the boss fight here. If they can bring it back on the final map here. They were down on the first map.
I think South Haven was hiding their true potential from us on map 1, though.
But we'll see just about that because there's an incoming push here led by The Harbor util. The
And
Jets.
everyone floods onto site.
We have 2 in back sight. Oh my gosh, Gyre nearly switches to the Sire.
Planted.
Drive by with the shorty gets the kill.
One enemy
They find
remaining.
one. It's just one more towards Graveyard. Actually rotating to Artist. The fuse cone, but the fuse cone cannot run away. They got the plant down at least, so they'll have a bonus in money.
Gotta go.
So what do you think now? We're into the gun round. It's looking pretty good.
I'm
They
out
got
of
2
here.
picks, so Buchanan have
Gotta
something to
charge
start
it.
off here. They can break the economy right then and here.
Now, the first 2 rounds can be a good predictor, but it's not everything. There is potential for Buchanan to bounce back.
Win condition for Buchanan here is they just need 4 rounds plus the pistol. 4 rounds plus
Agreed.
the pistol on this attack half. Because this Killjoy, if the fuse cone plays the cards right on the Killjoy util, they should be good to go rather than rolling for defense. But they cannot afford to have a slow start like they did last map.
South Haven was also really strong on their attack on the last map.
Oh, and KO is stuck behind Pillar. He needs to fall back, but thankfully nobody else chooses to commit aside from Relic. Relic did spot the shoulder of Craze,
There.
backing up the fallback of the KO. So, marching forward, 5 strong are Buchanan. But can they get through without dying in the first 5 seconds?
Sprays coming through the smokes.
Oh, and Rain is playing the smokes. They know they have to close the distance with the guns. Fusecone getting one early.
Jet dash.
Getting a
Fade goes down. Reyna tries to escape that situation.
Trades are going in favor of
Last
Buchanan
player
and
standing.
Sire getting a second one
down,
there.
B.
Both him and Reyna have gotten 2 kills, and Sire will cap it off with
Well
3K.
played, well played.
Huge round, huge round. I mean, that's just what you need. You need that if you're Buchanan, especially with the way you started off that first map, the second map on Lotus. Getting a gun round early on like that will definitely stem the bleeding. And because they got so many guns off in the second round, they forced South Haven onto an eco. So this could be a second one for free, but they just need to not beef their shots.
Get out of my
Not be
way.
long. Fast is gonna be Jet. Actually, no, it's gonna be Reyna taking focal point there, and the stun and the suppression with the knife is so good. But Sire getting a pick early on in mid. Just gonna run through, but Astra has other plans in mind. Gets a pick early, but Sire just
One
running it up,
enemy remaining.
and it should just be down to Astro. I mean, that's a fast round. Not much you can catch there. Early aggressive fight taken towards B long was not won by the team with the worst weaponry, obviously.
Jet really wants to land that final kill too.
There you are, you.
And she will get it.
Sire should be awarded. Oh, sorry about that. So
That
should
takes
be
us to
awarded knighthood.
2-2.
Should be awarded knighthood for that absolute killer 3K there to start off the round. They spot knows that like because it's an eco, teams are going to be fast rotating off of the single sound cue that you hear towards belong. So great pick, catching somebody on the rotate, not rotating the passive in the more safe way. So. And KO's gonna be late here with the knife, so actually no, should still be there on time. Should spot everybody, but Killjoy with the spike. The fuse cone is gonna be on the other side of the map, so they might be just going for fake. And Killjoy just plants on or A, I mean. Not too sure what the game plan is here.
Yeah, I'm curious to see what Buchanan has in mind for this B push.
Killjoy snuck up.
The smokes deter either team from making a
Gyre
big
hears this
move.
rotate. Gyre hears this rotate, they know. But Sire kills Gyre. I was wondering if I was gonna be saying 2 names at once.
Neon's down, but she got the info.
Yeah, and look at that. The fuse one's already set up on site. They'll have
Spikes down.
a point of contact towards Flower with the
Predict.
turret. They should be good to go for here. There's gonna be a fight here as everybody pushes through Art, maybe, and then 3 defenders in spawn pushing through, and IDK is gonna be late to the show. Playing through Art. Oh no!
Flowers blocked off.
Still gets the kill somehow, despite blowing his own cover. I think that was a
South
miss.
Haven decides to go through secret instead.
First contact was made, but the ultimate is out. It's still not enough. Relic gets the kill. Harbor's gonna swing wide, but just got held on the angle. They're gonna defuse. I don't think they have any mollies ready though. Do they?
But they bring KO back.
The Molly will delay even further. And they need to push these guys aiming to the smoke. They don't. Only one goes, but Crazy gets a kill through the smoke, but the time is just elapsed too far. They needed some after they res the KO.
Stay alive.
I mean, there was just too much.
KO tried to play his life.
Once the bomb is planted like that, and they took someone in the retake, I think that Molly, the nanoswarm from the Killjoy, just sealed the deal. Another nice thing about the Killjoy on attack is that you have nanoswarms to play for the post plant with.
That's very true. It can keep people off that spike in the moments where it counts the most. I love that spray.
I love it too.
Stealing sight.
All right, we see the knife get sent.
Oh, that was nasty.
What a shot.
You should run.
Just going in with the lockdown. They have to push. They have
Takes
to fall back
most
to
of
site.
B long.
This is a free site. Buchanan, they're looking hella nice and pretty right now. Pushing here in the B.
But they can't get too comfortable.
Oh, Neon on the alert. Walk past the turret.
Go, go, go.
It's a
Very
kill.
good.
That's just taking a fight through back sight.
Spike planted.
Sire's going for more. It's up to Sire and Harbor on site, which is MDAR against Astra. But this fight could be crucial here. Sire with the dash out, the free getaway card on the tailwind. But Gyre still gets one. And now Gyre's going to cut off the crossfire going in deep. But maybe a bit too overzealous. And Sire. Yes, Sire. Yes, sir.
Sire has definitely been making the
Let's get
plays
these
where it
idiots.
matters the most in these past couple maps.
And Buchanan, despite losing the pistol round, they're up 4-2 with the economy revving and rolling. Looks like they just got their 5% annual return on their high yield savings, my guy.
That economy is looking pretty nice.
They're just gonna keep getting they keep getting tagged by the KO knife, Buchanan. They have all the information. Does South Haven, but they
break's
just
over.
can't hold the B site. I'm not too sure. I think they just need to fight more aggressively. Or just play the retake.
There.
Like you can just wait for players to push and make mistakes on Buchanan, but they're the ones making the mistakes instead are South Haven. Sire's just gonna lead. Lead by example, a leader does. Pushing into back halls, will meet Gyre with just a lowly Marshall. And Gyre just wants more on it here. Catches out Astro, who's not aware because the Harbor ultimate forced him to reposition. And Sire's on the 3K. Harbor's gonna push two, get a fourth kill. And Sire.
Sire's looking for one more here as the round comes to an end.
Sire. My goat.
I really think South Haven needs to take out that Jet and Reyna combo. They want to stand a chance in the long haul.
Well, I told you coming in that this Sentinel comp is just this no Sentinel comp is gonna be a huge mistake for the side of South Haven, and we're seeing my fortunes. I feel like I just read my crystal ball and I just know how the outcome of the game will turn.
Only time will tell. Only time will tell.
Get out of my way.
But because of that, now we see the aggression. That's what you need when you don't have a Sentinel comp. So Astro's gonna
True.
take the but good prowler play. Good prowler play. They just sniff out both the players pushing aggressively. But KO might take first contact here, IDK. Here's 4 in mid. The Prowler will not spot. But this great eye, great leer from Relic. That's just too good, man. When you least expect it, it comes at you right in the
And
face.
here comes Sire to clean up. But it gets dropped.
And they had the breach hold too, but it's just
Spike
too late to stop the
planted.
plant. And nobody's in a position to
Face your
capitalize on
fear.
the breach hold actually. Astra, Juicy's partner, is just not there pushing hard yet. But a kill through the smoke, or the wall as it goes up. And now it's a 3v3. They still have the Astra wall that they could actually use to dissect.
Juicy
this.
knows someone's in that smoke.
Last player standing.
Takes out Harbor. And Fade.
One. They don't know.
Goes for the defuse.
Oh, the run and gun! Oh, but he dismisses.
Sees both.
Dismisses. Just.
But it's too little too late.
Should be good. We're good.
What you really expect them to
Man,
work?
that dismiss went a bit too far for Relic. If
Was able
Relic
to
had
get
been
the
able to
info.
find-
They don't
Yeah.
have a single life
But
worth
sadly, it
saving.
didn't do much good.
This is actually a closer start to a third map than I would have thought, Owen.
It's certainly closer than our last one on Lotus.
Yeah. It's like just whichever team starts on attack there just has more momentum. With
Both of these teams seem like they have a much stronger attack than they do defense in general. And the comp for Buchanan definitely bodes more to a slightly more defensive play style.
Shutting them down.
They have
when
never
they have
shifted
to.
towards A
Freeze
attack
suppressed.
half at all.
Grenade
We
out.
still won't see it this round. But Sire, instead of committing 5 towards B long, they're gonna commit 2 to the artwork. And Jair knows there's nobody towards A, so they can lean 4 towards B and 1 towards mid. But this is really good information gathering by Diffuse Cone and Sire. Juicy here's holding. Oh gosh. Do you see where Diffuse Cone is going right now? Oh wait.
This timing is going to be
Heard them
huge.
rotating. They're gonna go back C or A because of that. And Diffuse Cone might find Juicy here on the right. Oh, caught with his pants down.
There goes Fuse.
It's just up to Craze
Spike down
and
B.
to KO.
But they instantly
Hold us
trade
down.
back the other direction.
Oh, blinded. Just too good, but Asher
The
trades it
shots were
back.
close.
3v3. Oh, and I'm not sure who's gonna come out on top of this.
It's anyone's round, that's for sure.
Last player
Sire getting
standing.
killed.
Let's see what Jet can do. Oh no!
30 seconds left.
All up to KJ.
Great pinch, great pinch. You'll love to see it.
Apparently South Haven just needed a little bit of a warm-up.
Don't worry, they booked the training weights off. Now it's the real show. I don't really know what it's hell now, because now that South Haven have reached their win condition here on defense, which is getting 4 rounds, they should be good to go for this attack half. So right now, if they can get any more, that's a bonus.
Very true, very true.
Let's see what happens. The L knife gonna spot everybody here. Towards being long once again. Jair in a position that knows nobody's A-main. They can stack 4B again, but they just need to hold. And Asher's in a good position. You can dismiss out a back hallswing with this.
Obscuring fit, blocking
First
vision.
B.
The wall pushes up. The team close behind.
Oh, spotted with the hawk, but he still gets a kill. Can he dismiss out? No! Not able to click it on time. If the Reyna had dismissed there, that would have been so huge. Instead, Ralph is gonna take #1 Reyna champion on the server here. Just pushing the site so ruthlessly.
Watch out!
These players are blocked off by the Harbor high
One
tide.
suppressed.
Harbor's in front of the back calls.
planted.
Shield is
Gets
down.
the plant off safely because of
Last
that.
player standing.
And it's just up to IDK and MDAR. They finally stop whatever momentum that South Haven had on that defensive side in Buchanan. They're looking good right now. At least that round specifically.
Buchanan tonight has been on such a roller coaster too. It came out super, super strong in the first map. It was close for a little bit, but inevitably pulled ahead. And then South Haven, out of their back pocket, comes up with all the plays on Lotus.
Jair might not know what's awaiting because this is the first time Buchanan have leaned towards A at all.
Go, go,
Just
go.
runs back. They know they have the information. They're gonna go stack A off of this. Oh, and this neon ult may just be spent just trying to destroy anything that walks to his spray and pray through the smoke. Jair is stuck here towards dugout. Does sneak out. Relic does get the opening pick though through art. And they just have A side for free. There's only gonna be 1-2 areas of avenue that they can push through South Haven. It is through Swan and through Flower. But Asher just gets everything, and Jair too. They
Next
don't
one with the
need-
classic.
One enemy remaining.
It's just up to MDAR, but MDAR, the duelists, they do all the work for South Haven, and in a blink of an eye, everybody crumbles on the side of Buchanan. And I don't even know. They get a 5th round South Haven. My prediction may be wrong.
Well, I think this is
Last
going to be
round
neck and neck
before
all
the
the way
switch.
through. Not only did we get to the third map, but we may be headed to overtime if it keeps up like this.
Yeah, this attack side isn't pretty one-dimensional though. It's not like, I don't feel like Buchanan are playing this attack half very well. They start off one side, like it's an all or nothing. They never have an alert. They had it one round, and that was the round they actually won. The previous round before this
True.
round win, so. Breach is gonna stun here, maybe? No one's thinking about it. But it's going to be a mid-control. It's going to be a slow default for Buchanan. Buchanan's going to pick and prod around the map, find what they can get.
Let's see how patient Juicy can be.
Juicy with a good off angle.
Hiding in that corner.
Oh, misses.
Just misses.
He loses the fight. A great slow default.
My
Unfortunate.
Do they know Astra's here?
You should
They don't. They're going to put the lockdown down. The spike is down, but they need to commit for the
down,
lockdown.
B.
But nobody's there to follow up. They just let the lockdown go down for Buchanan. And Astra just gets more. I don't know what to tell you, man.
These duelists are carrying on both sides.
Oh,
Last
IDK
player
in back
standing.
sight. Now it's just a 2v1. IDK's partner fell down towards mid link.
Well, what can KO really do against these two duelists?
Here.
Yeah, and especially when they're high-tailing it onto the other side of the map. Yes, sir. Great heads-up play from Sire and Relic, and now they're in a good position to get a 7th round. A default is what ends the half. And I think this round win should be defaulted towards.
Sire's not even concerned. They
Oh,
have
they're
the
doubling up.
read on the approach of the KO.
Reyna's going to take contact, and then Jet swings off of it.
One enemy remaining.
Great play. Great play. So Relic was held towards water. Once you take first contact, then you have the Jet swing off of that, and you're pretty much good to go.
Switching sides.
This place is nice, but not nice enough to die in. Let's win and get out of here.
I know. We're on to our defensive side. Who do you think comes out on top of this one?
It's too early to tell for me, but I really like the comp, and I like the teamwork of the Jet and the Reyna that we have on the Buchanan side. I think the advantage is definitely theirs, but they really have to utilize that Sentinel.
Sheriff's out on Sire. A new sheriff in town is going to have to do the old rodeo here towards A main as Sire has a gargantuan force coming against him. But he just
Peeks
jumped.
to C3.
A little surprise to Jack in the box.
Didn't stand a chance.
It's just now Harbor up here to hold sight. Pushes through the high tide are the attacking players of South Haven. And they've gotten a free sight to them. They're just going to walk out here. Dark loses the fight. The Fuse Cone might be able to stop Brandon Terror, but no. Traded out by Craze. Rel kills one towards Graveyard, but that's not enough when they're down 2 still in the 2v4. Rel gets one, but his teammate has fallen. Baka down. Trying to land the shots. But
Almost got one
No.
more on Neon, but Neon was just quicker on the trigger.
Heka, don't get stuck.
now they won the
That's
pistol
way to
round.
Go, go, go!
Oof. Oof, 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 oof.
I'm out of here.
This could be anyone's game now.
That's rough if you're Buchanan. Best thing they can do here is save as much of their money as they can.
4 towards B long. Gyre's gonna work mid, just like he did on Lotus. So he's gonna come late mid link as everybody else pushes through B long.
I like the setup, but they're pretty spread out all over the map.
Out of charges.
And they played slow. Noise is cut. That Astra wall, Astra Star will.
Is Buchanan going to be able to rotate back in time?
Not too sure. Not too sure. They're gonna wait for this harbor wall to go out first, and then they'll probably flash through. Maybe they're gonna flash through KO instead. They're just gonna go full send it in. As Gyre is still waiting for the right opportunity to strike, but the blind is good. So much damage. But Gyre too late to the
The
party.
Neon lurks behind.
And his teammates are just falling on sight. He needs to show to the party now. Now Gyre's in, running to back sight.
Didn't
Right
see
in
the
front
one on the right.
And there's one here towards Belong here, but Sire does not have the right gun for it. Oh, and Asher saw it too.
If you repeat that, it's over.
If you do indeed. But the shots are beat!
The shots are missed.
Last player standing.
And it's just up to Astro here, getting ran at. But the defuse is too far. It's not plated for him.
Thrifty.
The Thrifty.
How about
It goes for South Haven. Or was that Buchanan? Buchanan, sorry.
You had a 50-50 chance.
Yeah, I had a 50-50 chance. But honestly, we've been guessing for so long. But eventually you're bound to make mistakes at some time. But that was... How did... Reyna blinds out of heaven.
And then those missed shots up at the top of Belong.
Yeah. Stinger buys are out. This is kind of looking a quasi buy for South Haven. Oh man. And Jair here's gonna be lurking with a Bucky. But Sire here may be giving them a freebie into A if he does not get this kill. Astro gets it. And this is an eco. This is a 30 you don't expect. You shouldn't be playing aggressive like that. But Sire may just made the hugest misplay of his life. His tournament life at that. Mgar though gets killed on sight. Now 2 players have fallen. The Fuse cone up next does eventually stop the bleeding. But what good is it? They don't have the HP. Jair here with the Bucky kills 1. And it's just up to Relic. Might be looking at an old relic of his former self. And they'll need to revive it very soon. They're gonna. Oh, the planet's just not in the right spot. But Lil Baga evens it up. Crossfire here towards Art between the Reyna and the Neon.
2v2.
1 watching right, 1 watching left. Ash is gonna take first contact, maybe.
They could get them with the cross.
Oh, doesn't shoot the blind, but he gets 1!
Last
How
player
wild
standing.
blind! And Lil Baga's gonna need the 4K here. The Bucky is.
Decides to go with Bucky.
I'm out of here.
Oh, it's not
Ooh.
planted for.
Peeks.
It is planted for.
Could probably spam through.
Oh,
Nice!
yes, sir! Yes, sir, the hero. Jair.
I'm out of here.
Drifties are just going back and
What a
forth.
play.
Back and forth. Left, right, and center. Beep, boop, bop. South Haven. They take the Thrifty back.
No one's really pulling out ahead here, though.
That's true. Oh, man. Sorry, that's just a huge
Even looking at the scoreboard, it's almost a mirror image.
That's a huge misplay. They have a Killjoy to play with. They have a Harbor. Just play back on site. That would have been a guaranteed round. And now they're on the back foot. Yeah, they had it all for them. And no longer that's the case.
True, I'm not seeing as much of the KJ utility as I would like to see.
Jair here. Ah, that could have been a fight. But the Harbor wall will prevent it. The Fuse going to set up here on A though. But do they know that Jair is here in the back? Oh, the turret spots it out! Gig is blown, Jet's alerted. But maybe they're too far committed to the cause, Buchanan. They can't back out of this now. Jair is now just taking a 3v1, a 1v3 towards Midland. Gets 2, falls down, but his teammate has sight. It was only Killjoy and I believe Harbor there for
Spike planted.
Buchanan.
And this could tie us back up.
Sure we could. It's up to Relic. 1v3. Great free fire on the angle. Great crosshair play.
Hits the second somehow.
Any damage you can do here is great.
Now Juicy's low.
Cutting their vision. Still in sight.
Save it. KO Juicy.
Taps the spike.
Oh, that blind
Oh,
forces him off, but it's still a valiant effort at that.
well played on both sides. Just like that, we're tied up again at 8-8.
Oh, but they forced. Some of them forced on Buchanan, so this is another shaky buy. 2 Marshals, 1 Vandal, 1 Spectre. Just a Ghost with armor. Now South Haven are going to pull ahead in the lead. Sorry, here needs to get the pick on the opening. Fight towards mid. Over's actually going to take first contact here versus Neon, maybe.
For both teams, this would be a good time to dig deep in that playbook.
Oh!
Have something good.
How does Emdor not see that 4x3?
Neon
4x3!
takes 1.
Sire
Oh,
trades
and
out.
it's stopped.
But everybody has shifted off
By
aside from
Sire.
Sire from A.
You are powerless.
You're into sight now, South Haven. Beethoven is out. He's not going to spot anybody. And IDK just barrels his way into Art. But he has the spike! He has the spike. Does manage to get out before Killjoy and Reyna show up to the party.
Spike planted.
And Lobach would
Just
just
in KO decided to come back to sight. But this round could be looking really different right now.
It really could. They're going to fight aggressively, and that's going to get punished by Relic with a 2K towards Art. Suddenly,
Slightly overhealed.
Cutting their
things have
vision.
become much more favorable for Buchanan. KO's going to try to fight here, maybe.
One enemy remaining.
Oh, nice flick onto Relic. And Juicy 2, they contribute. And a 2v4 ends in a 2v2 to a 2v0. South Haven. These are some shaky rounds.
The tables are definitely turning. But they're coming down to the wire for both teams.
True, true, true. And to stop this, they're gonna try to thwart the plans of South Haven by pulling out the Sire off. That's position towards B-Long, so they only have to worry about anchoring Sire towards B-Long. The only thing that Sire has to worry about is a potential Reina Flash from Relic. So.
Ooh. Sire has a good opportunity and takes the shot.
Nice shot. And Reina's now pushing up towards mid, so Relic is going to be on the B pinch, while everybody else on Buchanan is towards A.
Not only did they get the early pick, they also have a good amount of space on A site.
We'll catch them.
Fade tucks in.
Oh,
KJ's blinded.
on Astro.
The wall goes up.
Still in sight.
Watch it, find it!
Just goes in
Spike
unsupported.
down A.
And I don't know now, you have to run back, but who are you going to run back into? You're going to run back into the arms of Relic. 1, 2!
remaining.
Let's Ray
You make it
Racer
the
the
third.
third!
No way!
Yes, sir! He's looking like a Relic right now. Yes, sir.
Hates me.
Yes, sir. South Haven, or Buchanan. They found confidence. A silver lining in the playbook of South Haven has netted Buchanan around.
The phrase, it's still anyone's game, has never been more true. Now let's take a look at the scoreboard here. Looks like the Jet and the Reina are battling for that top frag position. Both
Right.
neck and neck.
Gyre goes more mid wall, but Gyre wins that out. And Gyre's just gonna take the space. Left worse for wear, but relatively unscathed, still ready to battle. And it's now up to Mdar here in Art. But they're gonna run away. They're gonna walk into Sire's op. Maybe no, Sire pulls off the angle. As everybody is now pulling through. They're gonna actually push into water here against Fade. No, Gyre loses the fight. Sire gets a pick from heaven. They're trying to fall back into spawn. Manages to do so, gets away with robbery. Might catch the breach here. No. Gotta switch to the shorty. He's too scared of potential close fight to take.
Last
Winning.
player
And
standing.
Mdar!
Spike
The unsung
down
hero
B.
getting a 2K on the round. The spike is down. I don't think this breach is anywhere near it to even stop it. Forget it. Not but Juicy. Sees the Tracer, gets the kill. It's just
It walks right into the line of sight of that op.
very nice round. Very nice round. You get your one, you get out, reposition, get a second one, reposition. Pretty much the name of the game for Sire and Fade
Now this
there.
is the opping that I was looking for in the earlier matches for Sire, and Sire's really pulling out all the stops now.
As it's now 9-10 in favor of Buchanan. No better way to end the third map than to have a closely contested game. Gyre and Relic will be first contact here towards mid. Fade Eye has seen towards A main potentially. Relic encroaching, sneaking on the position, but Gyre's just ready. Oh, but Relic still wins it.
Relic is an animal.
Yes, sir, indeed. Nasher's now gonna go in. He needs to go aggressive. Even playing golden spots, the Bago walking through the smoke. Fuse Code is just playing through so much damage too. But Ash is gonna walk through, gets killed by Mdar. Mdar's gonna walk
Spike
through.
planted.
The Reina 2 is in,
enemy
and it's just up
remaining.
to IDK here. Back right. He made great use of the Harbor Tide. Will obscure the vision. They're gonna have to spray and pray, and Welk's gonna walk through. He's spamming through the smoke.
Well played. Well played.
They're pulling away, Buchanan. They're pulling away. Like I said, that Killjoy on the defense, too strong. But, I mean, can't forget the fact that Relic and Sire,
Placing sentry.
it's never a one-man army for Buchanan. There's always a second one. They're Batman and Robin duo, Sire and Relic.
They certainly do a good job of playing off of each other. And that can be the deciding factor when you get into the gunfights. Everything starts happening so fast, utility flying all over the place, being ready to trade and get those frags.
Sire with the op in the normal position. Relic towards mid door. Then you have Baka towards Art. This is a very nice setup here with Killjoy being left to do it all on A. And only has to worry. Can play safe, you know. The turret's gonna take first contact, but it doesn't mind. Well, Baka wins the fight.
Sire doesn't see anything over at B, so immediately starts to rotate to support the team on A.
And they hear. Oh, they heard Reyna. Does Astro know? As the fight is going on B site. Astro wins the fight. Killing the right. Just a bit too overzealous. And they can run back now. And I think Sire knows that too, because as you look at everybody falling back through spawn, you have Jet, Sire already in heaven. But they're not going to go through spawn, they're going to go through mid. Sire's going to hear that as Astro. So loud here in the mid connector area. Cut off the rotates, but Sire already ready on the angle. They jiggle and they see, and they're going to run back because they know. They know Astro has heard everybody go through spawn. But they have to go now. They have to go now. And everybody's heading back. Look at that. Oh my gosh, did they see the gun? No, they didn't. It was just a pot shot in the dark. But Sire still wins it.
Careful.
And IDK. It's 2v3, but Fate is walking on site. They stop the plant. It's pretty
Spike
much
down
over unless
A.
3 kills can go to Fate. Oh no! 3 seconds to get a kill. 1 bullet in a dream. Doesn't hit
Misses
the
the shot.
shot. And Mdar puts his team on championship point.
Match point.
One more round is all that stands in the way for Buchanan winning this entire tournament, Southwest Michigan Esports Finals for Valorant.
I'm no longer eating my words. I did say Buchanan we're going to win this map. I did say that. Once we saw the agent select.
And that comp has come in handy.
Yeah, Diffuse Cone delayed them so long entering A site. Huge play by him. Sometimes impact isn't shown on the leaderboard in numbers.
This is South Haven's last chance to really make something happen.
Oh, it's good trigger
All
discipline.
3 get past Sire's.
Go, go, go.
That's good trigger discipline. It just wasn't doing it.
Sire's watch.
They clear back screens. Sire's up between a rock and a hard place out. Needs to get at least get 1. Gets 1. But Gyre's to the right. And Asher's
Gonna have
the
to try to
right
find
too.
another.
They get 2. Gyre 2 for 2. But Relic on the flank.
3.
Relic on the flank.
Powerless.
Shoots all the way across long. Can't hit the headshot.
They can indeed, and now it's a retake here.
But they know one is in halls.
Top loses the fight. Lil Baka not an answer.
player
No,
standing.
it's just up to Relic. Who was
Can
pushing
Relic end this series?
Guess 1.
2 more to go.
Ice.
There's 2.
Oh, but
Oh, so close.
I'm out of
now
here.
the audience can't hear, but we heard the players in the room shouting "Heaven, heaven, heaven, heaven."
The
But
call
Relic
out was
said we
there,
fast
but it was
enough.
just slightly too late to react. South Haven stays in this match.
Still though, you take that.
Both teams are able to buy. South Haven definitely buying as high as they can. But they need to win this round and the next.
This will be the hardest round to win of the 2. Economy will be shattered for the 12th if they manage to win.
Looks
There.
like it's going to turn into a fight for mid control. Possibly trying to go Art towards A site.
Astro versus Relic, maybe. No, it's gonna be 2 towards Art. Gyre wins the fight, and it's Harbor going down. The defense is shattered towards A.
Everything is falling into place. If you're South Haven,
Gyre wants more. Feed
huge
the
numbers
monster.
advantage. Plant goes down.
Jet here might be taking a fight. No, it's gonna be Reyna winning the fight. But Diffuse Cone holds the flank. It's suddenly even, and Jet's on the
Still
flank.
inside.
They don't even know either.
Relic comes out with the leer. Gets 1.
One enemy
Oh my gosh,
remaining.
and it's just up. Astro 1v2 repositions with the dismiss, but they know where he is. Wins,
enemy
isolates another fight.
1v1.
Diffuses
Who's it
out.
going to be? Is it the Reyna or the Jet?
Oh, spots the Jet.
They know where each other are. Playing Ring Around the Rosie.
A pocket full of posies, maybe.
All it takes
Astro.
is 1 more bullet to end this series.
No
Starts to
time, no
defuse,
time.
Going for half.
Nice! Woo! Astro, yes, sir. Pulls his team back from the clutches of defeat. And it's now the worst scenario for Buchanan. Economy is bad. They'll be able to buy guns, but util is definitely what you want on Killjoy on Diffuse Cone. 11 to 12.
It's really coming down to the wire now.
They're going to set up towards A here. Oh,
The
man.
buy is weak
This is
for
the read.
Buchanan.
This is the read too, because Sire doesn't have the operator anymore. They read the economy. They could probably head towards B.
Did I see an op in the hand of South Haven?
They do. They have it on Gyre.
Ooh.
In this back halls fight.
This could be an important first gunfight. This contact.
Oh, but towards mid.
Doesn't find
no,
anyone.
Wins it. Gets the second. He gets out.
Nice.
Spike down.
And Sire getting 2. Everybody
Relic
wants
and
a piece
Sire
of the pie.
are cleaning up shop.
Oh, and Gyre evens it up.
Young Trace back. But is it enough?
Is it enough?
There's
They hear
still
Gyre
4
running.
players left on the Buchanan roster.
Gyre's running rampant, but Relic on the
Last player
angle.
standing.
And it's just up to Gyre. Can the hero do
Gyre
it?
has the op. That's not going to do you much good if they all peek around the corner.
And look at where the spike is down. That's definitely not a place you want to take fights with the operator with.
There's no other guns on the ground either.
Oh,
This
no,
is the
doesn't!
shot.
And that is your
Defenders
champions, Buchanan.
Congratulations to both teams. That was a well-fought battle. Down all the way to the end.
God, no better way to end it on a 11-13 or 13-11 scoreline on the last map now, ain't it?
Wow. I can't believe how close that was. After that first map, I thought it was over. Easy. 2-0. We weren't going to see that Pearl game, but boy, am I glad we did.
If we could, we could just say thank you to all the teams that participated at the Southwest Michigan Spring 2023 Finals, as we have Buchanan dethroning the championships. Well, actually, I believe that it was South Haven who dethroned the past championships in Hartford, but then Buchanan stole their thunder right at the very end. A comeback was initiated, but it just wasn't fruitful for South Haven. But alas, a valiant effort, Owen.
Yes, a really good effort from all of the players out here today in both Rocket League and Valorant. And I can think of no better way to end such a crazy, crazy day than a best of 3 like that. Thank you to everybody who tuned in to watch the stream. I think we're going to wrap up now and head over to the Hanson building on campus here at Lake Michigan College for the awards ceremony. We'll see you there.
Shoutouts also to everybody at the LMC Esports Club who all contributed into setting up this event and making it a smooth run at that. It was smooth as butter.
We couldn't have done it without you. Have a great rest of your day.